Good evening. My name is Whitney Easterberg, and this is my AEP 858 case study about Truman Elementary School. What do I know? Truman Elementary houses grades preschool to 8th grade. It's a suburban community in a medium-sized Midwestern town. District includes 4 kindergarten through 8th grade elementary schools and 2 kindergarten through 4th grade schools with a high school and a middle school. There are about 700 students in the school. 15% qualify for free and reduced lunches. 5% are ELL and speak a primary language other than English, mostly Spanish. Students do better in math than they do in reading. The reading achievement scores are concerning as a whole school, and parents are concerned and questioning why the scores in reading are trending negatively from grade to grade. The PTO has asked the principal to address the parent concerns. The PTO is supportive and wants to help make the change. The principal asked district reading supervisor to visit classrooms and observe reading instruction of all of the teachers. The principal had already made an assessment but wanted an independent second look. And then the State Department of Education just announced a grant opportunity to provide school and organization and support efforts to address reading issues. The principal must organize the school and district in supporting of a grant proposal. What do I need to know? Are the teachers given time to meet to discuss the assessment data to help them improve their instruction? What are the weak areas of the reading assessments? Based on the weak areas, what improvements are the teachers making to get their students' scores up? Are schedule changes needed to give more time of their day to reading? Can there be cross-curricular activities and opportunities to put in there? Do they have personnel to help with individualized instruction or interventions? Do they have reading recovery teachers or others who can kind of jump in and give those struggling readers maybe a little more help and get them back on track? So what is the problem? Students are not improving in reading. The curriculum standards need to be revised. The teachers need more time to teach reading. Most instruction is given to whole groups, and not much is given on individualized instruction or small group development or any at all. Teachers are not meeting students' needs for reading, and the teachers need a comprehensive professional development program to help them understand reading a little more. Extensive support might be needed to help those teachers teach reading in more effective ways. My plan of action. The recommendations of the reading supervisor need to be looked at by everyone. We need to look into changing schedules to incorporate 90 minutes of reading instruction in all areas of reading instruction. We need to create a CPDC committee, which is Curriculum and Professional Development Council. This committee would help the district make decisions in regards to district curriculum and professional development that will help every teacher to improve their instruction and delivery of information. We need to give teachers time to collaborate in PLCs with horizontal and vertical grade levels, begin scheduling more staff meetings to keep each other on track. We need to collect data from other assessments, maybe local assessments, state assessments, and other assessments teachers have collected. We need to look at the curriculum materials and try to supplement from different resources before switching to a whole new curriculum. We're using the Basel, so we need to decide how old it is and if we're teaching to it correctly or if we are having problems with that. We need to fix it. We need to have grade level teachers look at their data, find the weak areas for their grade, then meet to discuss with other grade levels and find gaps to close in on. Maybe if the budget allows, I think we need to hire a data analysis leader who will strictly look into all the data we collect in our building, organize it, help teachers understand what the data tells us, and give ideas of how we can utilize the data in a more effective way to help each other. Strategies I would use to implement the plan. First, I think we need to organize the CPDC for the district, which was which will be made up of several people from each school. Principals from the elementary schools, middle and high schools. The counselors, preschool through third grade, could have one representative. Grades 4 to 6 has one, and grades 7 to 8 could have one from each of the schools in the district. This committee will look at the curriculum, see if the basal is aligned to current standards, and look into possibly getting a new curriculum. They will also set up professional development and identify in-service needs that will help improve all of our teachers' instruction. Next, we're going to allow time for teachers to collaborate with each other. Teachers can discuss how they can improve their reading instruction, bounce ideas off of each other on how to organize the data they collect through assessments, look at other data assessments teachers have collected, and discuss the findings of the reading supervisor. I will begin planning walkthroughs and observations for all my teachers to be able to watch each one's reading instruction. I think this will hold everybody a little more accountable for the success of all of our students. We're going to hire a data analysis leader who will organize all of the data we collect and help everyone understand what the data explains. During our PLC time, teachers can also give feedback, recommendations on supplements that might work for them, ask questions, give their thoughts on what they need to help them teach reading better. As a building, we need to look at the data and find our areas of weakness and create a plan of how to help our teachers incorporate research-based strategies to incorporate that into their everyday reading instruction time. And then I need to report back to my PTO about a plan to improve our reading and ask for the PTO parents, community members' suggestions to try to help improve our reading instruction. What is best for the students? Instruction that meets the needs of each individual student, not just as a whole group. We need to have more individualized time or small group time to catch those ability levels and get each student caught up to where they need to be. We need to progress monitor throughout the year so we can find the gaps and not let students fall behind as the year goes on. The curriculum standards should and need to be revised to include more focus on phonemic awareness and phonetic skills, our comprehension, and also integrating reading with writing. A comprehensive professional development program needs to be included to help our staff better serve our students. We have to change our reading curriculum, the way we're instructing the curriculum to our students, as well as how our school culture is, to help better serve and accommodate all of our students. We might need to redesign our school day and reschedule our schedules to help incorporate more time for reading instruction. Keep what is working, but get rid of the things that we don't need and aren't working. Collect data from needs and perceptions surveys that go out to the stakeholders, parents, students, and the teachers. Being flexible and having an open mind. Things are going to have to change, and some people aren't ready for change, but we have to work with today's society. Resolution. Reading instruction will increase to 90 minutes a day. Teacher will use whole group instruction, break into small groups while others are working on reading centers, and then teachers can do more individualized instruction with those who are struggling. Educators will participate in a comprehensive professional development program that's going to help focus on reading instruction and the curriculum in more depth. Teachers will be asked to observe other successful teachers' reading instruction and be held accountable in increasing their reading instruction for their students. The instructional strategies that were recommended by the reading supervisor will be incorporated into teachers' reading instructions every day. What was I thinking? I was trying to understand how come the teachers weren't being held accountable for delivering effective instruction. What is the school climate or culture like between educators? Do people talk? Do they discuss their students' successes and their failures? They need to be talking to their coworkers just to get an idea of what's working, what's not working, what are ideas we can bounce off of each other. Administration needs to construct a schedule with more time for reading instruction. What was I feeling? I was feeling upset that the teachers and administration were not concerned with their students' level of performance on state standardized assessments. Um, Confused as to why they didn't see their students were struggling with reading instruction, even when you're delivering a whole group instruction. You're still able to see where students are not understanding and what students are confused. What was I valuing? I valued that parents were advocating for the children and wanted to see them improving, not struggling. The principal took the PTO and parent concerns and ran with them. I wanted to improve what we needed to. Now these students won't be struggling as much with everyone on the same page to help each student improve, hopefully, not only in reading but other subjects as well. Unresolved problems. So what happens in the school if the school does not receive the grant funding? Will we continue to fight for our students and find more ways to help the reading instruction? Will we find effective ways to assess our students on the information being taught from now on? Will they begin to progress monitor the students or use some sort of screener to collect their data from here on out to watch for improvement? Engaging families in the community. As the building level administrator, my job includes listening to parents and stakeholders and their concerns when it comes to our school and students and finding ways to take care of the issues that arise. Our Board of Education and building principals, including myself, are looking into ways to fund our reading programs, such as the grant that we found from the State Department of Education. The data that is collected should be shared with our stakeholders and parents to hold the teachers to a high standard of expectations for our students' success. Communicating with the larger community. Communicating with the PTO about their concerns with the students' reading instruction is huge. Finding areas of weakness in our reading instruction, analyzing the data from those areas, sharing my findings and plans of improvement for reading instruction with the PTO parents and our community members. The knowledge of policies, laws, and regulations. We have staff and student handbooks that will be put into place. Through the process, the superintendent and school board of education has been included, utilizing grants to help fund our reading program and our instruction. Ongoing dialogue with decision makers. Our parents are involved in the progress of their students' performance levels and are given a chance to give their ideas. We're going to send out perception surveys to the teachers, parents, and community to address not only our reading instruction issue, but what other needs are we seeing. As the principal, I will update the community on the progress on our improvement plan for our reading instruction with an article in the newspaper that goes to all the patrons at the end of the month. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation.